Now in this segment right here, we will be touching base on what went on in game 1 as the Knicks came out swinging. And as this series goes on, it's going to be a chess match between Tom Thibodeau and Nick Nurse. And make no mistake about it, on this chessboard, there are multiple battles going on with the bench unit, which rotations to mix and match, which superstars will make the proper adjustments in this series. The battle within the offensive boards also transition offense as well as defense. But when it comes to both of these teams, they are perfectly tailor-made for their respected head coaches. But I'm not going to say no more. Let's just get to it.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out.
So first we'll start off with some of the looks that Jalen Brunson will be facing here. As interesting enough, Kyle Lowry started for the 76ers. So even them knowing that the Knicks have a bunch of rebounding guards and just a bunch of guys who love to rebound regardless, it's very interesting. But Lowry right here is their weakest help defender. And we're going to see him sag off completely from Josh Hart and occupy Brunson's space right here in the high post area. So you see he's going to get right in Brunson's way right here, and he has Embiid as a backup. So the rim protectors right here, Josh Hart wide open. And this is the kind of looks that they're going to give Brunson. And we're also going to see Maxey not be afraid of just staying behind Brunson. But that'll be further into the video. As right here, Brunson makes the shot. But we're starting to see some of the tactics the 76ers will embark on Jalen Brunson. So here's another perfect example of the looks they're giving Brunson. Notice that Tobias Harris has no problem chasing Brunson from behind. He's going over the screen. They have no problem with that. That's because they have Kyle Lowry once again completely sagging off of Josh Hart. So it's almost like they have Brunson worrying about the man behind him, which is a defending power forward here in Harris, and having Kyle Lowry back up Embiid in case Brunson beats him off the dribble. You see, Josh Hart is always going to be the man open. But once again, they got your guy Brunson right here, always in a triangle. Now, once again, right here, early in the possession, pay attention to Kyle Lowry. Josh Hart is his man. Look where he's at. Right now for the 76ers, Oubre, Embiid, and Kyle Lowry is all defending Jalen Brunson. Look at Kyle Lowry. Now, Josh Hart right here is going to make a cut. But, you know, Embiid being the ultimate rim protector right now, this is going to be a tough shot to make, but they're going to be able to draw a foul. Good pass by Brunson, but at least we drew a foul right there. But schematically, going into game 2, guys sagging off like this. Once again, right here, pay attention to Kyle Lowry. Completely sagged off his man and Hart. See where Oubre even just falling right here. Instead of pulling up for easy mid-range, you got Kyle Lowry as the backup. Once again, there's always a triangle of defenders getting into Brunson's attacking lanes. Same concept again. Look at Kyle Lowry. Look at Josh Hart throughout this possession. Damn. Josh Hart is wide open. Wide open. But again, there's that triangle again. Brunson once again. Let's see where he gets. This is the look. Look at Kelly Oubre's arm. Arm up, preventing the little mid-range pull-up. And Brunson, what he's looking at is not necessarily Embiid. He's looking at Kyle Lowry. So there's a wall right here formed. He has nowhere to go. But at the same time, he has to worry about the man that's trailing behind him. It's going to lead to this turnover. Something that will kind of neutralize this whole situation right here is if the Knicks had a threat at center who can just pop out and then shoot the 3. But the 76ers, knowing that the Knicks don't have that threat, it allows them to utilize this tactic right here of not only having the defender not be afraid of just going over the screen and preventing this mid-range pull-up, but also it feeds into the tactic of just having Kyle Lowry sag off of Josh Hart and actually pose as that help to build this wall to prevent Jalen from getting into that little floater game. Look at Hartenstein. He's not going to really pop out, and he's really not a threat from here to just hit the floater. or just anywhere from the mid-range. He's not really a threat. And the same thing applies to Mitchell Robinson. So the 76ers, knowing that, it kind of helps them feed into this plan that they're utilizing right here. Now right here, you're going to see Maxey try to put Jalen Brunson in that uncomfortable spot. As right here, see, he has a chance to go in front of him, but he doesn't. He stays behind him right here on purpose. Also, look at Kyle Lowry right here, completely sagging off of Josh Hart. Wow, just completely. But again, let's look at Maxey right here. See, he's not trying to get in front of Brunson. Right here is where they want him, to make this mid-range right here uncomfortable. Look at Kyle Lowry once again serving as the help. Oh, man. Josh Hart has all day, but we're going to make him pay for that. But right here, once again, it gets real uncomfortable to take this mid-range. That's exactly where they want Brunson. Now, right here in this possession, we have Nick Batum defending Josh Hart. But again, because of the speed of Tyrese Maxey, they are not afraid of letting him chase Brunson, go over the screen and chase him. Once again, if Hartenstein had the ability to pop out, it will solve a lot of this. Of course, the 76ers will play drop back coverage with Embiid, the slower footed center, and Nick Batum serving as the backup, sagging off of Josh Hart. But again, right here, we're going to see Jalen Brunson being annoyed from behind. See, he kind of threw his shot off a little. But again, that's the 76ers utilizing the speed of Tyrese Maxey. Brunson right here, beautiful footwork, rejects the screen. And look at Tyrese. Completely stays behind him. They got Brunson in a perfect triangle right here. So now with Mitchell Robinson on the floor, it's almost like the 76ers double down on this type of game plan on Jalen Brunson right here. As we're going to see Mitch on this roll, he's actually going to bring Embiid down to the paint. But Kyle Lowry already serving as the low man, completely sagging off of Josh Hart. Yeah, Mitch completely brings him down here with him. And Kelly Oubre is going to stunt right here. And is going to completely throw Brunson off. While at the same time, Maxey's behind him, just preventing a pull-up mid-range shot. And leads to the turnover. But as you can see, Mitch not being a threat and bringing Embiid down there with him, it kind of clogs up the spacing when Kyle Lowry already sagged off, serving as the low man. Yeah, it doesn't leave Brunson much options right here. Yeah, he was already trapped from the beginning. This will be a crazy chess match between Tibbs and Nick Nurse throughout this series. So right here with Deuce McBride being hot and Bojan also, you see, now they can't sag off as much anymore. Deuce is hot. Bojan is hot. They're not sagging off, and now it's time for Brunson to cook, as he's going to get a few one-on-one looks. Like, this is where Brunson cooks right here. So right here, once again, Bojan is hot. McBride is hot. We're going to see the respect. Look at the spacing right here. Brunson, plenty of space to operate. Batum respecting Bojan. Tyrese Maxey respecting Deuce McBride. Look at the spacing. Even though he missed his shot right here, you see what happens when guys start knocking down their shots. It opens things up for Brunson. Now with Bojan and Deuce knocking down their shots, the Knicks can actually go on the hunt. As they're chasing Embiid right here on this drop back coverage, look at the spacing they have right here. They're going to run this two-man action over and over because guys have no choice but to respect it. Kyle Lowry can only stunt. Same thing for Maxey. Same thing for Kelly Oubre. They can only stunt, but they're not going to make that full commitment that we seen when Kyle Lowry in the first quarter, particularly sagging off of Josh Hart. So this two-man action has plenty of space to operate in, and Embiid playing that drop back coverage. Brunson is now on the hunt to score. See, once again, they're running it. Embiid is going to drop back instantly, and you know it's a pull-up. But now he has the spacing to get to his scoring bag. So this right here was beautifully executed by the Knicks. Just loading up the strong side, as we're going to see Josh Hart makes his run right here. And it's going to come two screens. And they're going to get the slower footed Embiid one-on-one with Brunson going towards the weak side. And Brunson's going to catch the slower footed Embiid out of balance. And he's going to get the J. So as the Knicks began to get cold in the third quarter, as they were outscored 36-21, you begin to see right here the instant double team of Jalen Brunson, and they're relying on other people to make things happen as Dante knocks down this shot right here. But when things do tend to get dry for the Knicks offense, the 76ers will start double teaming Brunson and forcing other guys to make things happen. So with the Knicks struggling right here deep into the third quarter, we see the 76ers utilizing the speed of Tyrese Maxey as he stays behind Jalen Brunson on purpose and just stops that mid-range game from just happening. Now, Brunson was able to impact this game without really scoring as much or just being efficient by just not allowing the 76ers in transition to set up and just having other guys knock down shots. And a lot of this damage really happened when Embiid was off the floor. It's almost like the 76ers became a complete different team. Now, throughout this series, this will be a game of chess. Without Embiid on the floor right now, as long as Brunson gets his sweet spots, the Knicks should be able to get the offensive rebound at a high clip. As right here, we'll see Mitchell Robinson on the putback. But this has been one of the characteristics that kind of propelled the Knicks offense last year, as well as to the early part of this year, before we made the RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley trade. So right here, we're going to see Brunson coming down the stretch, get different looks from the 76ers. As Kyle Lowry and Maxey right here completely sag off their defenders. Completely. They got Joel Embiid as a backup protecting the rim. So Brunson right here is already too occupied with what move he's going to make to get past Kyle Lowry. And it's going to lead for the 76ers to end up getting a score. The Knicks right now only up by 1. Now, a few possessions later, up by 4. Watch Jalen Brunson right here create the spacing as he's going to reject this screen, which creates the space for him to knock down this jumper. Okay, so up 3. Jalen Brunson once again getting double teamed by Kelly Oubre. And Josh Hart comes up big. So with the Knicks being up 4 and the 76ers continue to have them gamble on who to make a play outside of Jalen Brunson, we're going to see Tibbs with a beautiful counter right here as they call for a high ball screen almost at midcourt. And that's because whatever direction Jalen Brunson chooses, so he can have a lot of space to go downhill. Well, this is a beautiful counter right here by Tibbs, as this is going to be a ghost screen by Mitchell Robinson, and it's going to leave Embiid to make a decision on the weak side, either to stick with Mitch or to come out and guard OG. We're going to see Brunson right here reject the screen. Look at Mitchell Robinson as he rolls. Embiid is forced to actually stay where he's at. And look at OG. Wide open right here. That's a high percentage three-point shooter right there, as the gamble for the 76ers did not pay off. So we'll take a look at it again. High ball screen almost at midcourt. Mitchell Robinson ghosts it. Jalen rejects it. Now, with the 76ers all game, we know they're going to double team Brunson. You know that's going to happen. So Joel right here is forced to make a decision. He's going to live with OG being open or just hoping Kyle Lowry or someone recovers. And OG's open for the three-point shot. With the 76ers executing their game plan defensively on Brunson, they got to take all the negatives that come along with it. As Bojan and Josh Hart were able to take advantage of their open three-point shots, as well as Deuce McBride not only dropping 13 points in that second quarter, but having just an overall solid game with his passing, shooting, taking guys off the dribble like Buddy Hield all the way to the cup, and just showing off his versatilities from 3 with the pull-up, off the dribble, and catch and shoot. And the dynamic of the role players will be another battle within the chessboard of this series that's going to be playing out between Nick Nurse and Tibbs, as the Knicks struck first in this matchup with their bench getting 42 points versus the 76ers only getting 7. But adjustments will be made as Nick Nurse chose to start Kyle Lowry in game 1 and playing Nick Batum for limited minutes. And also they didn't run too many plays for Buddy Hield and his three-point shooting, as pretty much he was a non-factor in game 1. And for Tibbs, I wouldn't be surprised if he fluctuates the minutes between Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson, or even guys like Precious Achiuwa, especially if Nick Nurse decides to play Nicholas Batum a lot more. Tibbs might be forced to put a versatile, bigger defender So now we'll focus on the Knicks defense going up against Joel Embiid and some of the dynamics he brings to the 76ers. As he's a versatile big who's really good at the elbows, he can post up, face up, and shoot threes. And the offense that Embiid brings to the 76ers is beyond the scoring and assist numbers on the stat sheet. The pick and roll dynamic between him and the speedy Tyrese Maxey is not only one of the deadly combinations, but Embiid tends to set defenses up, leaving them scrambling to recover on some of their role players when they're open for three. So a lot of these 76ers offense does flow through Embiid. And the offense that Embiid brings to the 76ers is beyond the scoring and assist numbers on the stat sheet. The pick and roll dynamic between him and the speedy Tyrese Maxey is not only one of the deadly combinations, but Embiid tends to set defenses up, leaving them scrambling to recover on some of their role players when they're open for three. So a lot of these 76ers offense does flow through Embiid. So right here, we're going to see how Joel Embiid affects the Philadelphia 76ers offense without scoring. He has a one-on-one mismatch with Dante DiVincenzo. He's going to attract the double team, and it's going to lead the Knicks to start scrambling, which fits in perfectly with Nick Nurse's system of just having constant ball movement. And the way this play just unfolded falls into the characteristics of a Nick Nurse team, where there's supposed to be constant ball movement in a free-flowing offense. Everybody's supposed to get touches. Probably one of the reasons why James Harden wanted to get the fuck up out of there. It doesn't fit his play style. So right here, once again, we're going to see Embiid affect this play without even touching the ball or scoring, as Jalen Brunson hedges for the speedy Tyrese Maxey to kind of slow him down right here, but OG's the one that's guarding Tyrese. But look at this screen right here. We're going to see a slight hesitation by Hartenstein. He does not know whether to stick with Embiid, because Embiid, once again, he's a threat from out here from shooting from three, and he could face up. His face-up game is nasty for a big. But remember, the combination of the speedy Tyrese Maxey on that slight hesitation where these two guys kind of figure out which way they're going, he's going to burst and get through this. Yeah, OG had no chance on that. So right here, once again, OG picks up the speedy Tyrese Maxey. Brunson comes through, tries to slow him down a little bit. But this slight hesitation right here, because Embiid is a threat from three, this slight hesitation by Hartenstein to actually pick up Maxey. Normally, if it wasn't Embiid out here, the center would just get right here in this space. Drop back coverage, you'll occupy right here to at least get in Tyrese Maxey's way. But the fact that he can't leave him too far and Embiid could knock those down at a high clip, it's really what creates the space for Maxey to get through there. Embiid one more time, one-on-one with Mitch, as he's been killing the Knicks all quarter long from the block, but it's going to lead to a bunch of scrambling by the Knicks defenders for Kyle Lowry to hit this open three. Now with Tyrese Maxey, he will present a couple conundrum in this series due to his speed. Not only is it difficult to quickly make the decisions whether defenders will go under or over screens involving him, but with his improved three-point shooting, sometimes making the decision of not getting beat with his speed will result in him getting enough room to knock down a three. And when you add on top of that having Joel Embiid as the roll man, you'll see that defenders will have very little margins of error when it comes to their judgment. So for starters, in game one, it looks like OG is going to get the assignment on Maxey. That's because in case they switch, at least OG is big enough to keep up with Embiid in case Embiid tries to drag him down low here for a post-up. But with the speedy Tyrese Maxey, OG is going to have to make a decision to go horizontal to quickly catch up with him, knowing that he can't really go over the top because Maxey is going to blow by everyone. But Maxey in the past few seasons has improved on his three-point shooting, and that's where guarding this pick and roll with him and Embiid becomes really a difficult task. We can't forget what also comes with that speed is also awareness in transition defense, as right here in the open court, Maxey has no issue blowing by everybody. So right here we're gonna get to see Deuce McBride keep up with Tyrese as he tries to undercut him right here, but he quickly recovers and gets a hand up to contest the shot. And let's not forget, Deuce has shown in the past that he is ready for tough defensive assignments, as he went up against Stephen Curry in a big game road trip down in Golden State. Right here, we get an example of what happens when you go over the top going up against Tyrese. As right here, he understands that Mitchell Robinson is going to drop back and he's going to draw enough space to get that floater up. But it's very tough to recover once you go over the top on screens involving Tyrese Maxey. So right here, once again, Deuce on Tyrese, tries to fight through the screen, and Tyrese wants no parts of Mitch. He's not going to attack, but he's so fast. Mitch doesn't even get a chance to get a hand up. But that's a good thing with this Knicks roster. We have a lot of guys to defend the perimeter, and it poses different threats. And the 76ers are going to have to deal with this this depth of the Knicks roster. It's not just about their perimeter defenders. It's also what we have in the interior, especially guys coming off the bench. They're going to have to do all those bodies. Josh Hart, Dante, McBride, Mitchell Robinson, and also Bojan. He could throw his big body around against some of their smaller lineups at times. So right here, once again, just like OG earlier, Deuce gets caught up going underneath their screen, trying to anticipate where Maxey's going to be, and Maxey just takes a shot. But that speed of Maxey just pretty much have these guys thrown off. They got to anticipate sometimes where he's going to be at, because he could really stop at a drop of a dime. Once again, Embiid is real dangerous operating out of this high post. And take a look at Nick Batum. He knows where to be. He's really going to be a catalyst in this series, because at some point he's going to play more minutes because he knows exactly where to be. Look at him instantly make this cut, giving Embiid a cutoff man to make the pass to get that to Maxey. Nick Batum is another vet very similar to Kyle Lowry. A lot of experience, a lot of high basketball IQ. So at some point I expect Nick Nurse to more effectively utilize Batum in this whole series. Now right here, we're going to see the gravitational pull of pick and roll by the three-point line involving Embiid and Maxey has. As right here, Hartenstein, because of the speed of Maxey, he's going to play drop back coverage. So OG kind of has to help out. But him helping out leads to Kyle Lowry being open. Now right here, look how fast Maxey blows by OG. He rejects the screen and he's gone. He is gone. Now I'm wondering for game 2 at times, when OG's all alone on the weak side with Maxey, if he could just press up on him and perhaps get some backup. Maybe if Maxey's out here without Embiid being on the floor, maybe when he's getting some rest, the Knicks just press him. But Maxey completely blows by OG. Now right here, you're seeing why OG is on Maxey originally, but right now, see it as a switch. This is workable right here. OG guarding Embiid instead of maybe someone like Brunson or Josh Hart being stuck on Embiid guarding Maxey. So that's why OG, even though he doesn't have the speed, has to guard Maxey in these circumstances. But him going one-on-one against Hartenstein, we'll live with that tough shot that he made. Now right here with Embiid on the bench, Maxey tries to split this screen, but Deuce with a great defense and leads to a turnover. Now one thing in this series, the 76ers will have to deal with the Knicks having the options to throw out useful bodies on the court. Tyrese is hunting, and who they found? Brunson. As his man Buddy Hield is going to come around and do this dribble handoff to Tyrese Maxey so they can get Brunson one-on-one with him. But yet, they're going to have to deal with Mitch down low upon that entry. So Buddy Hield right here, got the dribble handoff right to Brunson, and now he has to deal with Mitch. So there's not going to be that many breaks for the 76ers, even when the bench units are out there. Once again, another prime example of the pick and roll with Embiid and Maxey at the three-point line. Notice how Embiid is going to drag Deuce down low and leave Maxey one-on-one with Mitch. Right now, Maxey could just dance on him. So some of the inner battles in this matchup that actually prevailed and pulled the Knicks ahead, even through Jalen Brunson's struggles, was the fact that they had 26 second chance points. They were just everywhere, out hustling guys. I mean, you could even look at it this way. Jalen Brunson had more offensive rebounds than everybody on the 76ers. So their tenacity on the second chance points as well as the offensive rebounds just kept the Knicks' head above water. But the bench coming through with 42 points versus Philadelphia's 7, and guys like Bojan, Deuce, and Josh Hart hitting their threes, all these things caught the 76ers by surprise. And this type of effort is going to have to be duplicated numerous times in this series. Best believe their coach Nick Nurse will draw up plans, gambling once again on the Knicks shooters not coming through. But this will be a battle on all fronts. Joel versus Mitch, Tyrese versus Brunson, Tyrese versus OG, Nick Batum shooting versus Bojan. Or you could say Nick Batum and Kyle Lowry shooting versus Dante DiVincenzo and Josh Hart. Tough decisions will be made by both coaches, especially when guys are not hot. The 76ers will have to ask themselves, is it worth giving Tobias Harris a lot of minutes when you're getting such little output? And for the Knicks, like we've seen in Game 1, will Tibbs continue going with McBride in crucial crunch time minutes, especially when Dante isn't as hot from the field? But Game 1, Knicks came out swinging, and make no mistake about it, Joel Embiid's health will have a big impact in this series. This is going to be a great chess match, and until next time, see you for Game 2. Peace.